Alright, so I had a few of you request to be able to see the varicose veins being removed from my left leg, which I had done here just a few days ago. I know it's probably going to be something that most of you are probably not going to want to see. I will put a warning in the video when it starts, and then you can stop watching from there on through, but since I videoed it, I thought I would just go ahead and show it to whoever wants to see it. I have had trouble with both legs for the past bunch of years. My legs would both swell up throughout the day. When I'd get in the house at night, they would itch so damn bad, and it was a pain in the butt. I'd get up in the morning, the swelling would be gone down, everything would be fine. Now I went and seen this doctor, I think it was the 20th of November. It was actually the day after I had fallen off of the combine. For those of you that didn't hear this story, I fell off the top step of the combine one night, landed on my back, and long story short, I ended up going and having x-rays done 3 or 4 days later, and I actually broke a rib. Only one rib though, and I am 100% now. I feel great. So at any rate, that following day after I had fallen off of the combine, I tried doing a few things in the shop here. We weren't able to combine any corn that day because we had gotten a dusting of snow, and it was just enough snow on the corn to keep us from combining anything. I couldn't really move around the shop much that day, and my sister ended up texting me, hey, what's going on? You know, you gotta be a little more careful and whatever like that. She said, you should go and have x-rays done. I said, yeah, I probably should. I said, I've got a couple other things that I'm dealing with now too, with, you know, my legs being swollen up. I said, you know, I should go and get those looked at as well. So my younger sister, she texted me as well, and she says, hey, Dr. So-and-so, which is a friend of her husband's, actually a neighbor. He's neighbors with my youngest sister. You should go and see him. He does this laser surgery stuff. He's a vascular surgeon, I guess you'd call him. So I said, yeah, I should go and see him sometime. Once we get done combining corn, I'll go and see him, I guess. So she says, let me see if I can get you an appointment. So she gets a hold of the doctor, and then she calls me back. She says, call over there and get an appointment. So I called, I talked to the receptionist, and I said, hey, this is Andy Horrigan. I'd like to see Dr. So-and-so. And she says, okay, how's, like 2 weeks later, whatever date she gave me. I said, that's fine. Hopefully we're done with corn by then, and I can go and have this problem looked at. So about an hour later, maybe it was a half hour later, my sister texted me, how'd you make out? I said, got an appointment. She said, oh, good. Well, the doctor's office called me about a half hour to 45 minutes later. She says, did not know who you were when you called, but the doctor would like to see you this afternoon. Can you come in this afternoon? I said, yeah, I might as well be doing something. I'm kind of laid up here a little bit. So I went in and seen him. He explained the problems that I had. He said the main trunk line that's in your leg has these branches of veins that go off down in the lower extremity of your leg. He said those aren't working the way they should. And what it's allowing is it's allowing fluid to build up in your legs. That's what's causing the swelling, and then that's what's irritating your leg. He says I can go in and do laser surgery. We can remove those veins that aren't performing the way they should, and then you'll cut down on the amount of fluid that is building up in your legs throughout the day, because I'm on my feet all day long. So I said, I'm game for it. Let's get that done. So we had that done. The right leg was done, I don't know, a week, 10 days before Christmas. And then I had the left leg done here last week. And I had basically explained this procedure when I had the right leg done, and then I explained the procedure the other night during the video there. And I know some of you said I don't want to see it. Some of you had said that they do want to see it. So when I was having the procedure done on Thursday here, the doctor said, "Do you want me to bring your wife in so she can see this?" I said, "I should be videoing it." He said, "Get the camera out." Well, he had already did the laser process. We'll kind of explain the laser process, and then we'll go into the video footage, and then we'll end this video. So what he did was, I came into it was done right in his office, and I stood up in front of him, and then he seen where the legs were, where the veins were swollen in the leg. He went through with a Sharpie pen and just marked the veins in my leg that were swollen that he wanted to focus on. So I got up on the table. Then he had shot a little bit of Novocaine, or a local anesthetic of some anesthesia of some kind, right in about my knee, just right around my knee area. Went in with a large gauge needle. Went into the, found the vein. He was using a sonogram to make sure he got inside the vein, kind of like doing an intravenous, and got into the vein, and then he fished through the large gauge needle. I think it was plastic or something, which he fished that up through, measured off to right about here with that piece of plastic, stopped, and then he pulled the did he pull the needle out? No, I think he left the needle in there. Then he went in with he pushed a catheter tube into the needle, and then it followed that heavier, thicker piece of plastic that followed the vein all the way up through to where he wanted to start with the laser cauterization, or whatever you call that. Marked off the tube. Then he took the actual laser itself, fished that up through the tube, and I explained, this is the third time explaining this in a video, so for those of you that don't have a stomach for this kind of stuff, I do apologize, but I had quite a few people that wanted to see this. So at any rate, we're explaining it. Fish the laser up through the tube, which that has just a little tiny, it's just a kind of like the end. It's about as big as the ballpoint on a pen. And then he was able to identify it with a sonogram. Then he started turn the laser thing on, and then he slowly pulled that laser down through the vein, and it must have closed the vein in. On my right leg for about 2 weeks, I could still feel that vein, and it was like getting like shorter or something. It was just, it caused some pain, and I'm starting to feel that in my left leg now. So once he got the laser process done, then he started to pull the branches out from below the knee. He went in with a little razor blade, which you'll see that here in a second. Little razor blade made incisions, then he would pull the vein out. We got into our discussion, and he actually talks about the tools he's using. I'm not sure if he's telling the truth about what kind of tools. You'll see and hear him talk about that as he's going along. It's only like 3 minutes long. Now, he did have music playing on his phone, and I ended up shutting the volume off on the video between us talking. So if you hear silence, it's just so that YouTube can't hear the music playing. We're going to let you guys watch this here now, and then we will visit with you at the end of the video. Well, that's what this procedure looks like. It's pulling the veins out. from my leg here.
You videoing it?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do it. So that one's got that one. And then we pull this one.
This leg is coming out in larger pieces than my right leg. My right leg, they were only like ½ inch long, right?
Yeah, because they were so thinned out, because they've been stretched out for so long, they come out like wet tissue paper. These are coming out a little bit nicer, like a little piece of spaghetti. Crochet hook.
Yeah, that's what I...
Joanne Fabrics.
That's what I explained to everybody when I was talking about the last leg that got done, the other leg.
It's like, I used to get it at Joanne Fabrics, but now I don't even know if Joanne's around anymore, Joanne Fabrics, but now I go online and I get them from a crochet store because they got to be stainless steel.
Oh.
So you can sterilize them. I also have, I'll show you the difference. This one is $160. This one right there. This one's $2. I do use the nice one. I got it on you because these are a little tougher. So, and some of them it's just different veins. Like, okay, I got it. Different veins come out with different tools.
So he makes a little cut, and then he digs in there, grabs it. He's used local anesthesia on all this, so I can't really feel anything. Kind of like getting your teeth worked on. It's about as much as I feel. So that'll give you an idea how this is getting done here. We'll wrap the leg up when we're done, and then that'll be it. Got a large one here.
It's a keeper. Ooh.
Yeah, that one's a few inches long, huh?
And go fishing.
So for those of you that stuck around to the end, I want to thank you for watching. I know it's not something that everybody wants to see, but I did have a request for being able to see it. I figured I would just go ahead and show it. There's some other things on YouTube that people find interesting. I know I had a couple of people that said that they're going to have this procedure done as well. I would highly recommend it. My right leg is doing great. It's basically painless. You feel about as much of that vein removal as you would if you were having a filling done in your teeth. So I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.